My people, my people. Story time. We'll do the supernatural horror story intersection later, but I just watched some videos on this site called Scoops, SCOOPZ. Whew! Talk about, YouTube and TikTok are kind of centered on what you can put up. Sorry, I hiccup. Need some water in my life. Best water bottle ever. If you can get it at a Walmart, get you this. I don't know if you guys can see it because my lens, bro. Hang on. Damn it, Jennifer. Amateur hour. Impromptu videoing. You know what I do. Anyway, I still got the label on this Joker. It is, I don't know who makes it. I got the one in the blue and it fades to different colors, but it has a super cool little, you just unscrew it. And you can, of course, unscrew the big cap. I put like maybe a third of ice and a whole cold water bottle in there. It stays ice cold. I am not playing for like, it says 8 hours, I believe, or 9 on that label, but I can tell you it can go 12 and 15. All right. Anyway, back to story time. One of my first jobs, and I'm going to say one, because I wanted to work, well, let me take it back. I started working at 11 because back in the day, we used to have a little neighborhood magazine that would come out and you could advertise to be a babysitter. So I used to watch, and I apologize if I look like shit, but Chase is going to be here in like 15 minutes, so we got another video to do. I'm just tired. Anyway, they used to have a little neighborhood gazette. That's what it was called. And you could advertise if you were 11 or 12 to babysit. And you're talking about back in the 80s, people. So literally, you could get a baby. We would babysit for $1 an hour. $1 an hour. All right. It don't even matter. And I had 3 regular families, 3 days a week. Great families. I think one had one kid they adopted, which I really didn't care for them because I'm not racist, because I'm mixed and I believe I don't look at color, but it was a Caucasian, maybe proper woman, who could not have children. She adopted her child from China. And she had like the strictest rules and regiments that I was supposed to put on this child. And the little girl wasn't doing anything bad. I mean, you're talking about like I think she was 2 or 3. The lady had actually locked changed the lock on the door to where it's on the outside. Moving along. That's not the point of this video. Then the one was right next door to me, and they were a lovely couple. And they had a little girl named Tina, a little boy named Zachary. I have to look all these people up on Facebook one day and see where their life took them. But I used to babysit them. They were no problem at all. And I was the fun babysitter. I wasn't like drill sergeant, so we had fun. And then I had a third couple that they weren't always every week, but pretty much I was watching like other people's kids like 3 or 4 times a week at 11. I don't even know if it's legal now. I would never leave my children with an 11-year-old. I was talking about at one point, one of them had a baby. I mean, when Tina was little, I was having to mix up bottles and give them to her. Now, in other countries, this is normal. America acts like they got some problem. Anyway, we're going fast forward. All right, so late 80s, early 90s. I'm in my teens and working at Domino's Pizza. I am 14. They wouldn't hire me. I tried to apply at 13. They wouldn't hire me until I was 14. You could only get 20 hours. That's it. So, me being the overachiever, I had to apply at two different places. So, I worked at Domino's Pizza and McDonald's. And I don't even know where I'm going with this story. Okay. I'll tell you two. Hang on. I almost got killed at Domino's. That probably should be its own video. We kept going through managers because they kept cycling them around, back in the day they were really small. Like, I mean, we took the orders, and you got your manager in the office. He's trying to handle the money, and teenage girls, us, are answering the phones and the walk-in customers. And one of my managers, every now and again, I mean, you make a little money as a teenager. You think you balling back in the day. So, I would order a triple cheese, light sauce, bacon, and banana pepper pizza. And I would sit there and eat that whole thing. Being, I guess by then I was probably 15. Because I literally came back the day he told me, I can't hire you right now, but if you come back as soon as your birthday hits, I was there. All right. I had the nicest manager ever at that store. We'd gone through a few. And I will tell you, being 14, 15, these men were making some inappropriate comments that literally would have you in prison right now, but we weren't doing anything. These are just comments, but this might have to just be a video about damn Domino's. I don't know. I'm gonna get to it. Anyway, but they used to like to spray our shirts. Like we had labels. You had to spray a water bottle to put the labels on the pizza boxes. And we'd be on the phone or making a pizza, and all of a sudden grown ass 30, 40-year-old men are spraying you with water, wetting your shirt. And we were like, stop. It was crazy. That kind of junk will send you to prison now. All right, but anyway. So I usually worked in the afternoons because obviously I was a student in high school. And I graduated at 17. So y'all have to remember, I'm like in high school. And so I'm in high school one day. Well, let me go back. I was in the office. This is going to become the Domino's video because I can't even get into McDonald's yet. I literally, the Domino's, okay, the McDonald's thing is just literally a dude thought it was cute to drive through. If you ever seen them old 70s movies and they got them little nut cutter shorts on, yeah, he had all his male parts and junk hanging out. And mind you, we're all 14, 15, 16, maybe a 20-year-old manager. And I'm in the drive-thru. I'm trying to get dudes changed. Like, your order is this much. And I'm not even looking at them because I got the headset. So I'm taking the next order. I got my hand out. Dude's not handing me the money. But meanwhile, I'm concentrating on the order because back in the day, we didn't have all them fancy computers and cell phones and all that shit that will do all the totaling for you. So I'm typing each thing in. And I'm like, sir, your total is... And when I turn around, dude has every bits and parts of... You ever seen something about Mary? Yeah, it was everything. The nuts and the berries, everything. Everything hanging out the side of his shorts. And he's just smiling at me. And he's keeping the money just out of my reach. So I just ignored him. I didn't say a word. Snatched, I think it was a $20 bill. Snatched it out of his hand. And I was just like, here's your change. But because we were on headsets back in the day, I literally told every guy, because most of them were there working in the kitchen, I said, everybody run to the second window. This dude has his junk hanging out. Everybody run to the window. And I mean, managers, everybody can hear it because we all wore headsets back in the day. I don't know how they do it now. But every dude, and these are teenage boys, and, you know, a manager who's a man, they were like, he did what? He did what? You know, because we're talking over the headsets. Like, we had one button that we could talk to each other, and we had another one we talked to the customer when you pulled up to the drive-thru. Every dude in that place, and this is nighttime, ran to the next window. And when I tell you, homeboy already done, because there are two windows, you pay at the first one, you get your food at the second one. When I tell you, dude ran out of there like as fast as his little car could take him without even getting his food, that is what you get. You freaking pedophile, pervert, whatever. But yeah, okay, so that's that story. Okay, Domino's. I made myself a triple cheese, double, maybe a single or double bacon, light sauce, small pizza. Back in the day, it used to be like 12 inches. It's a good size. But you know, when you're young, you can eat all that. And when I tell you, I almost got killed. Um, I was probably, let me see, 10th grade, maybe 11. Um, anyway, I hung out at the pizza store. I was just hanging out because, you know, you had to pick up paper checks. There was no all this internet stuff, and checks get deposited, direct deposit. That didn't exist back then. So I'm literally just hanging out, swinging my feet, sitting on the desk in the office. And I mean, the office is no bigger than probably somebody's closet nowadays. So the manager, who is the nicest one we ever had, a very, very, very religious man, but very polite, very nice, had a lot of children. Ugh, this story's gonna get dark. I hope they all turned out okay. I mean, it was just like we kept changing managers like every 6 months, and I was there for few years. So I had been there late one night. It was probably 9 o'clock at night, and I'm driving me a little moped. I think I'm doing stuff. I got me a little $300 moped. Go down the road. But I stopped in to get my check. I paid for and made my own pizza, and I was sitting there eating it. And then finally, I was like, you know what? I need to go because I got to get home. My parents going, you know, they're gonna be mad. I was only child. My parents gonna be mad. You know, it's almost 10 o'clock at night, and I remember packing, you know, not packing up, but just like drivers at that time of night because it was like a weeknight. There were only maybe two drivers, and Domino's used to have this thing about we deliver in 30 minutes or it's free. So, you know, drivers just came in, out, in, out, in, out. It was us young girls that were answering the phone, taking the orders, making pizzas with some of the guys, the manager, throwing dough. Yes, we used to throw it and spin it in the air like you see people do with pizza. And then, you know, it was just like an assembly line. And I will never forget, this dude came in, and I cannot tell you his name to this day. I do know he went to prison. But for some reason, and I don't know if it's drugs or he just owed people, or I don't know what it is, or he just was not a good person. He had come in the office a couple times, and like, because the office is right behind the oven, you know, he just stuck his head in, and he kept like saying, "Hey, is there any other orders? Anything else? Oh, we had another order. Okay, I'm gonna run this one." So there was only two drivers. Dude comes back. I watched him literally come back, grab a pizza, go to make the delivery, and I said, I don't know if I just had a bad feeling, but I was just like, "Hey, all right, I'm gonna leave. I gotta get to school." And I just got on my little moped and I only did 30 miles an hour, to go home. So, the next day I get yanked out of class. I get called to the principal's office. Back in the day, they used to just call your name and say, "Come to the principal's office," over a speaker. And I was a double honor roll student. I never got in trouble. I didn't do anything. Why am I going to the principal's office? So I go to the principal's office, and they just had some detective or cop, I don't know what he was. He just starts grilling me. "What time did you leave? Who was there? Who did you see?" And I'm like, I'm a teenager. There ain't no parents in the room. There's no teacher in the room. It's just me and this cop. And I'm like, "What is going on?" And he's like, "What time did you leave?" And I'm like, I think the guy's name was Ron. I'm not positive, but I'm like, I don't know what this is about. And he basically explained to me, because I was one of the last people to see the manager in the office, he was counting the money because it's the end of the night. So I think this guy named Ron, he had called, and we didn't use cell phones back then. You're having to do landlines. He called a friend to come up there, and right after I left, not even 15 minutes, they came to the office, demanded the money, all the money, because remember, accounting for the whole thing. I know this man would have just handed it to them. But I think they were worried about getting identified and turned in. They apparently blew his head off. That's the only way I can say it. With a shotgun. I don't know which one of the two did it. Hey baby, my son is here. My beautiful youngin'. But yeah, they literally blew his head off, and I'm not lying, because here I am thinking I'm going into a shift at work the next day, and they were telling me, "Don't come into work, don't come in," and they closed that whole Domino's down, closed, shut. So I lost the job because I didn't even know what was going on, but it was extremely, unfortunate, sad, unnecessary, ridiculous. Now, mind you, I'm talking about the late 80s, 88, 90, around that time. Chase just got here, so we're going to have to work on the other video, and this one went way longer than I planned on. But anyway, just watching some of these fast food videos on Scoops and other channels. Be careful, people, because you might be just going there for a paycheck, but junk can turn deadly real fast. I'll have to make another video about a time I was working as a courier, and I think I met a real life serial killer. Adventures of Jen. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll tell you when the next video's up. Bye.